Welcome to Witch Way. I'm Elise and this is the real world witch lore of the Owl House. Released in 2020, this animated family fantasy adventure series ran for a total of 3 seasons, ending in 2023, and stars the voice talents of Sarah Nicole Robles as Luce, Wendy Malick as Ida, Alex Hirsch as King and Hootie, Tassie Gabrielle as Willow, Isaac Ryan Brown as Gus, and Mae Whitman as Amity. Luce feels like she does not fit in. So when she stumbles through a portal into the magical realm of the Boiling Isles, a land of witches and demons where she is taken in by Ida the Owl Lady, King and Hootie, and befriended by young witches Willow, Gus, and eventually and even more with Amity, she believes she has found her people. Not only this, but she is able to live her dream of learning magic and becoming a witch. But will she ever return home? There are many more lessons to learn along the way, and trouble is brewing in the Boiling Isles and threatens Luce's new world. She needs to use all she has learned to save those she loves. The Boiling Isles is a landmass built up on the corpse of a titan. Titans were massive, powerful magical beings, so powerful that even after its death, the creatures who evolved upon it, witches and demons, also have magical abilities. And a witch's magic truly comes from the heart.
No, really. It comes from a sack of magic bile attached to a witch's heart.
Oh, gross! Can I keep that?
No.
Luce doesn't have access to magic this way, so has had to learn a new method. She soon discovers glyphs, the symbols of earth, air, fire, and water that make up the magic of the Boiling Isles. Different combinations of these glyphs produce different magical effects. Even in our world, many magical communities are influenced by and include these elements in their craft. Luce is the one who made this discovery, and in this land she lives in the Owl House, from which the series is named. The house is protected by the owl demon Hootie.
I will be haunted by my actions forever. Hoot hoot!
During a full moon, Luce and her new friends complete a midnight conjuring in the house, and this brings the Owl House into motion, and it up and walks around on 2 bird legs. This is perhaps a nod to my absolute favourite fairy tale witch from Slavic folklore, Baba Yaga. Sometimes helping, sometimes hindering in these tales, she flies around on a mortar and pestle and lives in a hut in the woods that stands on chicken legs, or in this case, owl legs. The owner of this house is Ida the Owl Lady. Ida's nickname comes from the curse of the owl beast, which causes her to transform into this beast herself. This is perhaps inspired by the Mexican folklore of La Lechuza. In some tales, this is the spirit of a witch transformed into an owl following her wrongful death. Others tell that witches have the ability to transform themselves into an owl. Sometimes this owl even has a human face. Even Ida's sister, Lilith, has associations with owls. Her namesake is from Jewish mythology, and some translations have her name to mean owl or screech owl. In the series, Lilith is introduced as the head of the Emperor's Coven. This coven can use all types of magic. The only other witches who can do this are wild witches like Ida, who never joined a coven.
I never joined a coven for a reason. Sure, it's like a fun club for witches, But you're also giving up your magical independence to be part of a crooked system.
Put into power by Emperor Belos, the Emperor's Coven's goal is to assimilate witches into one of the 9 covens, where they are branded with a coven mark which blocks all other magic but that of their coven. The other 8 covens are the Abomination Coven, where witches control purple ooze that can be formed into different shapes and even golems known as abominations. The Bard Coven utilize sound waves to shape their spells and manipulate the world and people around them. The Beast Keeping Coven are able to control or tame the various beasts on the Boiling Isles. The Construction Coven can manipulate the very ground, the rocks and stones, becoming useful in, of course, construction. The Healing Coven is pretty self-explanatory, but they are also able to create shields. The Illusion Coven are able to trick the senses and minds of others, making it look like they have altered their appearance or that of the world around them. The Oracle Coven can summon spirits, tell the future, and even communicate telepathically. The Plant Coven can control plants as well as accelerate their growth. And finally, the Potions Coven, who can concoct potions and elixirs with various magical effects. Each of the covens has a coven leader and scout the magic schools for potential members. Luce and her friends attend Hexside School of Magic and Demonics, and here they must choose the classes to hone the skills of the coven they wish to join. Luce chooses multiple tracks. Her friends, however, are more specialized. Amity is gifted with abominations, Gus, illusions, and Willow, plants. As mentioned earlier, Willow is voiced by Tati Gabriel, who has played Witch before as Prudence Knight in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. But I digress. Back to Hexside. The previous principal of the school was Principal Faust, who gets his name from the German legendary character of Dr. Faust, who made a deal with the devil, leading to such pacts to be known as Faustian bargains. Some of the activities at Hexside, even its name in parts, poke fun at the Harry Potter series several times, such as the Sorting Hat.
Oh, I'm so excited!
And now I feed.
Quidditch,
Azura challenges Hecate in the Smibbits Championship.
and the Snitch.
Ugh, thorns.
What happened?
She caught the rusty smidge.
It means we automatically win. All magic sports are like this.
The public library even has similarities with the Hogwarts library with its own restricted section. The library also has a section called Necronomicon, referring to the fictional grimoire from the universe of H.P. Lovecraft, which is used as a means of summoning the old ones. The fact that this is in the children's section, where you can get learned at the stake, means they don't take this book too seriously in the Boiling Isles. It's at this library as well that Luce finds out that, like her, Amity is also an avid fan of the Good Witch Azura book series. The villain in this book series is Hecate, named for the Greek goddess of the same name, as the goddess of witchcraft, necromancy, and the crossroads. She is depicted with 3 heads, similar to her appearance in the book in the series. Not only this book series, Luce is also a fan of Spirit Devourer, a poster we see in her room in the human realm. This is a spin on the Soul Eater series, which I can definitely recommend, as yes, of course, it also has witches. Many items from the human realm make their way to the Boiling Isles amongst human trash, from which Ida makes a living from selling. Other human trash made its way to the Boiling Isles, though, in the 1600s in the form of Philip Witterbane. He is a witch hunter and has high hopes for himself.
You want to be known as the Emperor of the Witch Hunters, right?
Witch Hunter General.
This title actually belonged to a real person. Matthew Hopkins self-appointed the title of Witchfinder General and acted as such between 1644 and 1647. During his witch hunt, he is said to have been responsible for the death of up to 100 people who he found guilty of witchcraft. The 1600s are also mentioned in the series in another way.
Witches eating babies is so 1693.
This is, of course, the year that the Salem witch trials ended, though eating babies wasn't among the charges of those accused. This series scores for lore, a little bit of history, and the craft. I absolutely loved the magic system, the animation, the lore, and the humor of the series. It really drives home the power of not conforming to the norm and being your true self. I highly recommend checking out the series if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts on the Owl House in the comments below, as well as any other witchy recommendations for my upcoming witch lore reviews. If you would like to help support my channel, you can donate via the thanks button, or simply by completing your Witch Way ritual of liking this video, sharing it with anyone you think might enjoy it, and subscribing to my channel to stay notified of new content. And as always, thank you very much for watching here on Witch Way.